Midwestern Cowboy, this is Iron Horse. Thanks for watching. I purchased a top box, a Bestem top box. I know that you can get a top box kit from the Kawasaki dealership, and I've looked at those, and holy smokes, man, you're talking somewhere around $900 by the time you get all the things you need to do to install it. And I just can't justify that expense. I guess if you really wanted to have matching everything and just everything be perfect and beautiful, then yeah, you know, maybe that would be worthwhile. But for me, a blacked out top box isn't really all that big of a deal. I like the Bestem unit. It was about $80 on eBay. It has a backrest, and it also has the LED tail lights that will be much brighter and help enhance the visibility of this motorcycle from behind. And it comes with a mounting plate, but I have to invent or innovate kind of a nice way to mount this to the motorcycle. And you know, there's a number of options. You know, when you look out there, you can purchase some aftermarket luggage racks and things like that that would fit this Kawasaki Versys. And I considered that. SW Motec makes a nice looking one. There are some other manufacturers as well. But the prices were a little bit steep, about $200. And I just can't see spending that money for a luggage rack. I don't know. I mean, I like, you know, if you're going to spend $200, you want to get something that's really cool. Not something that's just going to sit down under a top box and never really even be noticed or seen. So I'm going to take a crack at trying to build my own luggage rack. I think I can do it. So I'm on my way to the hardware store to get some bolts that I'll use to mount the luggage rack to the existing stations on this Kawasaki Versys chassis. And then I'll start from there. Really, I think this is going to be a simple build. I don't think it has to be too complicated or over-engineered. It just needs to have strength. It needs to be lightweight, and it needs to be able to hold the, you know, the weight capacity. I think I saw where the box, they recommend that you try to stay under 11 pounds, which I don't know, that seems pretty light to me. But, you know, 11 pounds, I guess, is, if you think of 11 one-pound bags of hamburger or something like that, that would be some mass. So I think I can do it. I think I can build a luggage rack that will do the job. Okay, I got the bolts that I need. And I spent $10.91. I got nice stainless steel stuff, so that way it'll keep nice. Well, and there it is. I'm in my shop, and my shop's a mess. I've got to get out here and clean, but it's a rainy day today, so I thought, well, I'll just work inside. But this is the bracket that I've made to mount the rear top box. Basically, it's just 1 inch by 1/8 inch thick steel plate. Very simple build, really. It just mounts right in here to these stations within the chassis of the Versys. You just bolt that on, and then the top plate bolts to this bracket, and then the top box, which is sitting right over there, mounts directly to this. It's rigid. It's plenty strong enough. I think it'll work out just fine. So let's put it on. I'm going to have to get some shorter bolts, I think, so I've got washers here right now, but I'll fix that. This is just going to be a temporary setup. You know, now what this is threading into is aluminum, so you got to be really careful when you start the threads. so that you don't get it cross-threaded. And now we'll snug these up. These are just 8mm socket head cap screws. I don't really know what the torque specs are here. There we go. This is really tight now. It's firm. You can move the bike around with it, you see. I mean, it's just a solid piece. So I think that'll work out all right. And maybe you can get a better view of it there. And there. Very simple. Then this plate fits right on here. It's just going to bolt on just like so. You can see where I've had it fit up already. And that's how it's going to look basically when the top box is not on. Now, the kit came with these really long bolts that just hang way down. They're ugly from the bottom. And so I'm going to do something different there too. But just for the sake of this video, again, I just wanted to show you how it goes together. And at least so you can see it. And you can see kind of from the bottom here. See how these bolts just really hang down long. You can see them. I really need to get shorter bolts, and I'll do that. But for now, we'll then put lock washers and nuts on each bolt. We'll tighten up each one here. Well, and there it is. There's the mounting plate on. It's rigid, it's solid, and really a nice clean installation with this bracket. Now we'll put the top box on. So here's the Bestem unit top box. It's really lightweight. Really not much to it at all. It does have LED lights on the back, and you have to have a different key. So, you notice that. And what you do is you have to pull this latching mechanism back. You see these two stations here, they go into the grooves on the front of the box. Let me turn the box upside down so you can see. These go in here, and then you lock the back piece down on this locking mechanism. So, should be a pretty easy installation. Slide that forward. And just like that, it is on. See that? The top box opens up, and you can see there's some wiring and things for the lights that we'll figure out later. I'll maybe do a video on that as well. But it latches nice and easy. Take the key out, and she's locked. And there it is. Just like that. Top box with a backrest on it for the rear passenger now. The person sitting here can have somewhere to lean up against. It is solid. The play, it does kind of seem to have a little bit of play, but that is not at all in the framework here. That is in the mounting plate. Let me get here on the side so you kind of see what it looks like. Not a bad installation. And I did it on the cheap too. I probably have about $10 in the bracket, and the box cost me $80. So about $90 altogether. I'll have to spend a little bit too on getting the wiring done. But really, that really adds a great dimension of storage and capability for this motorcycle. Midwestern Cowboy, this is Iron Horse. Thanks for watching.